Hello everyone, my name is Tom Angelo and I'm here to guide you through the steps for enrollment. So this presentation is for our current sophomores who are going to be juniors. The materials you need right now to go through this video with me, really all you need is the mini program of studies. This is the packet that is stapled together and it has a practice schedule for us to fill out together as we watch the video. And in the packet are class names and course codes for all the classes that you could take as a junior. So we will go ahead and begin. Please note that in this video, I am going to be using a worksheet that says 2020 to 2021, but this is the exact same worksheet format that you will be using to enroll for this year. We will begin by discussing some things to remember. First of all, please remember that you need 28 credits to graduate. So by the end of sophomore year, you should hopefully have 16 credits. If you have 16 credits by now, I mean, you're looking ahead to senior year and trying to make plans for those free hours. But more importantly than free hours is just making sure that we have enough course credits to graduate. So as you look at your transcript that you received in English class, you can keep track of your total amount of course credits. Another thing to remember is that CAPED has a lot of different pathways available. There are recommended classes for students interested in certain careers such as healthcare, art, education, engineering, and so on. So to go through these pathways, you might consult the Pathways link, which is found under the Academics tab on the CAPED website for more details. Finally, make sure you're also considering some college entrance requirements, especially for out-of-state colleges. Some out-of-state colleges will have a certain amount of world languages you need to complete. They might have certain science requirements. So if you have your eye on a college out of state, this is a time to review what their entrance requirements are and make sure you're fulfilling them in high school. Cum laude students, make sure you are fulfilling your obligations to complete the cum laude program. And this includes honors credits in the following amount: 4 English, 4 math, 4 science, 3.5 social sciences, and 3 world language. We are now ready to begin filling out our worksheet. So the first thing on our worksheet is religion. And you have a choice between church history and faith and reason. You will select the semester you take this according to the first letter of your last name. Let's fill this out together. So, looking at church history, there's 2 different course numbers here. If your last name begins with an A through M, you will take 7401. If your last name begins with an N through Z, you will take 7402. For the second semester, we're just going to flip-flop. And if your last name begins with N through Z, you'll take 7551. If your last name is A through M, you'll take 7552. So my last name is Angelo. I would be taking 7401 and 7552. For English, you'll need to take either English 3 or Honors English 3, depending on what class you're in right now. So to fill this out, you simply write, and you can abbreviate, English 3 and English 3. You also need to write in the course number. So for English, the course numbers are both right here. Just make sure you write in the appropriate course number there. KMC 1206 for regular, KMC 1206, and KMC 1212 for honors. Same thing all the way across because it's a full year course. For your junior year of math, you will take either Algebra 2 or Honors Algebra 2, unless you were able to take it early. If you did take Algebra 2 early, you can get with a counselor to decide what math is next to take. Doubling up is also a possibility for some students as a junior. The only way to double up is to take trigonometry in the second semester. You must also be concurrently enrolled in Honors Algebra 2, and for the first semester you must also get an A. So there are some restrictions to taking trigonometry, to doubling up. So we will work with you on that, but let's go ahead and fill it out on our sheet. So this is an instance where we would need to look up the course code for the class title. It's not automatically printed there because there's some different options. So in our program of studies, just flip through. Math courses are on page 4, and it shows here Algebra 2 is course code 1415, Honors Algebra 2 1412. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the Honors Algebra 2 here. If you're taking Standard Algebra 2, you would just use the different course code. All right, and then my course code for Honors Algebra 2, once again, just consult the program of studies. It's 1412. And to show how doubling up would work, trig would be written down here in the elective spots. It counts as a math credit, but there's just no room up there to put it. And the course code for semester 2 trig is KMC 411. All right, good so far. Let's move on to science. For science, you should select a science class. You're going to have some choices here, but for many of you, this could be your third and final science credit. Something to note is that most four-year colleges are going to require either chemistry or physics for acceptance. Check with your college choices to see what is needed so that you're okay when it comes time to apply. You can also double up in science, and there's really no restrictions on this. You can use any combination of chemistry, anatomy, and physiology, and environmental science. So whatever you would like to put in there, you certainly can. For those of you that are in cum laude and you would like to do 2 different honor sciences this year, that would count for your 3rd and 4th science credits as well, by the way. Let's go ahead and fill this out here. I'm going to go ahead and fill in chemistry. This is a full year course, so I'm putting it in both spots once again. And the code for chemistry is KMC 1905. Doing my best to keep the camera focused, but feel free to pause the video as you need and just flip through, find the course numbers you need. Something new this year. Juniors are allowed to take physics before taking chemistry if desired. So we've done kind of a look at the standards of our science department and looked at chemistry and looked at physics. So if you would prefer to take physics first, you could do that. If you prefer to take chemistry first, you can do that too. It's up to you. Social studies. You will choose either U.S. History 2 or A-Push. Keep in mind that A-Push has prerequisites, so consult the program of studies or this packet here if need be, if you're not sure that you've made those prerequisites. So once again, I'm simply filling in the name of the class, doing a little abbreviating. U.S. History 2, KMC 1722. KMC 1722. Or the course code is right there. It's also in the packet if you need. World language. 1 credit of world language is required for graduation and for in-state colleges. So many of you did a world language your freshman year or sophomore year, and you could technically be done if you wanted. However, some out-of-state colleges may require 2 or more years of the same language. So once again, this is a point where you would want to check potential out-of-state colleges' entrance requirements and decide if this is something you need to continue doing. For world language or elective, if I am not doing world language, I'm going to write electives here. But if I am doing a world language, this is the spot I want to do. World language is on the back page, page 8. I might be ready for Spanish 3, KMC 1304. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in right here, KMC 1304. It's a full year course, so once again, both sides. There we go. nearly done. Let's talk about electives. So before picking and choosing too many electives, I need to look at my transcript and make sure that I've completed required classes for graduation. I need to have 1 full credit of fine arts. I need to have a half credit of communications. I need to have a full credit of PE, half a credit of computer applications, and half a credit of financial planning. So as a junior, it's possible that you have all of these done already. The ones that juniors tend to still be doing at this time would be fine arts. So double check and make sure that you've got everything you need. Something else to consider as you're thinking about electives is that there are prerequisites for many electives, and these prerequisites must be completed before signing up for a class. This includes some examples such as Intro to Theater before taking set construction, psychology needs to be taken before college psychology, and so on. So just make sure you're putting them in the appropriate semesters. You put Intro to Theater in the first semester, set construction in the second, for example. Just make sure you're planning accordingly, or you might not get your class choices. For example, if I were to accidentally put set construction first and Intro to Theater second, it is likely I would get neither of those choices. College credits. You may have opportunities for college credit in some classes this year. APUSH, for example, CATIA is another one, and there's more. With these college credits, meetings will be held to explain how the credit can be acquired in these classes at the start of each semester. So read the course descriptions and requirements for these classes carefully. If it's something you want to do, add it to your list. And then don't worry about signing up for college credit until the semester actually begins. For the fall, we tend to have those meetings to sign up for the credit in September, and for the spring, we have the meetings to sign up for college credit in late January. So there will be nothing you need to do for the college aspect until those meetings. Also, in junior year, you have the opportunity to be a TA. So there are some restrictions to being a TA to be aware of. First of all, teachers are limited to only 2 TAs a semester. So if they already have 2 TAs, they will not be able to accept another one. Also, a student may only be a TA once a semester and 2 semesters total while at CAPing. So if you use both semesters as a junior to be a TA, you would not be able to be a TA at all your senior year. If you're interested in being a TA, you must have the approval of the teacher that you would like to TA for. The teacher needs to sign your form, and you also need to write that teacher's name in print next to the signature. And finally, to be a TA, you must have a minimum 2.5 GPA. Check your transcript for that. Other new opportunities, tutoring is something that's available. Tutoring is where you would be assisting underclassmen. It is a weighted class, meaning that you would receive an A, B, C, D for your work in that class. It would count towards your GPA. You can also be an office aide. This is just like being a TA. It counts as one of your 2 TA spots. You would just be assisting in the office rather than in a classroom. And finally, the other opportunity that's new to juniors is parish service. For this one, you would have approval from your parish principal or your parish priest. And during 4th or 8th block, you would be reporting directly to that parish and assisting them with whatever they need you to do. For each of these opportunities, you must have a 2.5 GPA. You must be on track with graduation requirements. So refer back to those electives that are required and make sure that you are either finished with them or have a plan to get them completed. Something else to be mindful of is that as a senior, you will start to see some academy offerings. I bring that up because it's good to plan to get into these academies by taking care of those prerequisites now. So the academies that you are eligible for are WSU Tech, St. Gianna Healthcare Academy, and the Sister Kathleen Gilbert Teaching Academy. Again, all of these are available to seniors. So it's just important that as a junior, you know what possibilities are in front of you. Let's go through these real quick. WSU Tech is actually something that you could begin now if you're on track for graduation. WSU Tech is typically a program that is utilized by students who are not going to be going to a traditional 4-year university. It's not an a la carte program, meaning you do not get to select every little last class that you take at WSU Tech. For example, you couldn't do speech there and English there and government there and that sort of thing. Instead, WSU Tech has different programs that are designed to build towards a certain vocation. There's a list of about 15 different programs they offer, everything from medical technology to dental hygiene to HVAC to aviation maintenance. There's lots and lots of different options. So some students that begin the program as juniors are able to get their associate's degree before they leave high school, and classes taken during high school are free. So if this is something that you would be interested in, it's important to get with counselor as soon as possible. The way that this works is that students would meet for half a day. It's morning or afternoon, and that's based on the program you choose from the offerings at WSU Tech. So you will need to make sure you have a transportation. You need to have a way to get to and from Cape and Mount Carmel every day. You are responsible for enrolling in all WSU Tech classes. And that just means you need to go online and pick your classes. Counselors will work with you for guidance, and we can even walk you through it if need be. It's just not something that we can do for you. But classes may fill up fast, so if you are interested, do see a counselor as soon as possible. You still must fit in all of your other required CAPEN classes, so religion, English, math, government, as a senior, possibly others. In order to make WSU Tech fit, if you want to take it as a junior, science will be pushed to senior year, and you will take that as a senior instead. So WSU Tech, depending on what you do, it could be 1 semester long, or it could be 2 years long. Another offering for senior year is the St. Gianna Healthcare Academy. Again, we're letting you know about these right now so that you can look at the prereqs of the programs and make sure that you're fulfilling all of those obligations. If you are interested in St. Gianna during your junior year, you will receive an application for this. Candidates must have a 3.0 before applying, and once turning in that application, there will be a formal interview process that we'll go through. Students that are accepted into the program will spend 2 afternoon blocks a day for 1 semester at Via Christi. The choice of semester for St. Gianna is not guaranteed. So please keep this in mind. If you have other obligations such as sports, there might be some extra travel back and forth from CAPEN involved. Another opportunity your senior year is the Sister Kathleen Teaching Academy. So similar to St. Gianna, the interested students will receive an application. Candidates must have a 3.0 before applying. They'll go through a formal interview process. The way the Sister Kathleen Teaching Academy works is that students will spend 2 afternoon blocks a day, so half a day, for 1 semester at local parish and public schools, or they will also be attending Newman or CAPEN for lectures. Typically, the lectures are just once a week. The other 4 days of the week, the students are actively working with children in a school setting. The Teaching Academy is first semester only, so please also keep that in mind as you're looking at sports, athletics, and other extracurriculars. Okay, so just going back through the enrollment process, going over the materials that you've received. You have received the mini program of studies, and that's what we've been filling out together here. By the way, the electives should all be written in the elective blocks. Parish service, which we talked about, would be fit in right here and right there. If you would want to be an office aide or TA, there's spots for those below as well. But the mini program of studies is the stapled packet. This is meant to be a rough draft. So if through this video you've scribbled all over it, good for you. That's what it's for. Use this as a guide and a prerequisite check. It's also where you can find course numbers for filling in your schedule worksheet. There is a full version of the program of studies with a lot more information. It's available at the CAPEN website under the Academics tab on the homepage of our website. All right. The next thing you received is the carbon copy schedule worksheet. So that is the form that looks like this, and it has a back page attached. So this is your carbon copy. This is your final copy. So when you are ready to move these classes, when you're sure these are what you want, you'll write the classes onto this sheet. These will be collected in your English classes on the upcoming dates specified on the CAPEN website under the enrollment page, along with your other paperwork. You will write what your requested classes are on the sheet. It's a carbon copy, so be neat. Use pen, press firmly. Do not separate the sheets. I know it's tempting, but don't separate those sheets until a counselor is there to pick up one of the two sheets. When you return those on English class, the counselor will take one and you will keep the other. Using your copy, you will be responsible for enrolling through PowerSchool. Do not use a tablet, do not use your phone. It only works on a desktop or laptop. There will be a separate tutorial for this process.
One thing you will need is your PowerSchool login information, your username and your password. So make sure you ask for it now. The only person in the building that has access to that is our registrar, so you can either email her or drop by in person. She's at the end of the counseling hallway. All of the upcoming due dates for every part of enrollment may be found on the capon.org website. It is under the Admissions tab and under the subheading Enrolling for Classes.
The enrollment process. Just instructions once again. You'll write down your class choices on your enrollment sheets. Use the mini program for practice, and when you're ready to make a final copy, use the carbon copy. When you've completed your choices, you may begin online enrollment. Online enrollment begins now. Use your completed forms to help pick the classes online. If you're having trouble, we have a separate tutorial video that you can check out for help.
On the upcoming pickup date, counselors will be returning to your English classrooms to pick up the front page of your enrollment sheet, the new and returning student application form, and the $150 check made out to Cape and Mount Carmel. All right, let's do a quick recap. Here is your to-do list. First thing you need to get finished is the completed enrollment worksheet. The carbon copy will be separated together in class. So remember, do not separate it before the counselors return to pick it up. You'll also need your new and returning student application form completed, a check for registration fees, $150 payable to KMC, and the online enrollment also needs to be completed. Make sure that you check the enrollment webpage on capon.org for the list of dates that all of these are due.